And the next anime is Endro. Endro is if you look at anything related to Endro, the first thing that you might notice is the character design. It is designed by Namori of the Yuri fame and Release the Spicy. Release the Spice. Namori also did the design for Release the Spice. Release the Spice is an anime from previous season. I didn't like it. I think it didn't take itself seriously, or it no, not that it didn't take itself seriously, but there is some mismatching of the style and the story, and there is overall something amiss, something like a dissonance when when I watch Release the Spice. And so I only like watch like 3 episodes or 4 episodes, I think, something, but I drop it soon after. But Endro is colorful and bright and funny, silly comedy featuring a bunch of RPG tropes, specifically JRPG tropes especially from the Dragon Quest era, you know. So from the basic premise is a very straightforward thing. It plays the trope pretty straight, except sometimes it ramps up the silliness. The main characters are cute. I like the design personally. It has a very, I don't want to say unique, but in this era of MOBA game, you know, I feel like RPG designs are a little over designed. You know, something like Grand Blue and something like maybe Green Fate or the FGO, Fate Grand Order, yeah, FGO. Not the earlier design. Earlier design I think is okay, I guess, but I don't like their designs. But I noticed that in later FGO characters are become more and more typical of a MOBA game. But my point is that modern MOBA games, the RPG design, fantasy design, have characters who are always overly designed, overly intricate, and overly accessorized. It is fine like in card games, you know, because you need something to catch the gamer's eyes, and something is very pleasant. But sometimes I miss the more simpler style, like what Namori did. I think Namori did a good job in designing these characters. It is simple but yet very noticeable and very distinguishable between each other. It has very colorful. The anime has a very colorful and light color palette that really reminiscent of Yuri. So you might even say this is just Yuri in RPG world. So basically, I enjoy the visual style with the visual and aesthetic. The It is very cute. I enjoy the color, and the music is also pretty good. It is very early JRPG inspired. It really reminds me of Dragon Quest. I think this is, yeah. I think I said that this is RPG trope, making jokes of RPG tropes, but it's more like making jokes of Dragon Quest. But basically I enjoyed it. I also enjoy the music. The comedy is most of the time is just pretty silly, but I think it is better to be this kind. It has this kind of comedy where characters are being silly and actually making jokes, you know, making funny situations instead of being lazy and become meta. I have watched several anime last year, where the writers are too focused on making meta jokes that it just become meta jokes are lazy, you know. You have to take the trope and perform perform the comedy. It is a performance, not just stating what is a trope, what is the cliche. Like last year has this terrible anime called uh Last Period, something like that. I forgot. I made a video about it, but I really hate the comedy attempt at making fun of MOBA game tropes. It is lazily, they are lazily lazily presented. It's just like haha, you have haha, gacha sucks, something like that. It has the idea, but it fails to execute the idea. Endro, on the other hand, have the idea, has the basic ideas, the basic RPG tropes, and then the writers are having fun with it and making the characters present the trope in a more roundabout way and in a more silly way that made me also enjoy it. It is, I don't think it is anything particularly special. When you watch it, you're more like, ah, that is very clever, I love it, haha. No, but it's more like, this is very silly. It is, yes, it's just a silly, cute, funny thing. It is nothing big, but it is something that you watch to relax, watch to, and then you comment on the silliness. You take a screenshot and then tell someone, ah, look at this, ah, tentacle monster. You know, it is nothing. It is nothing really big, but it's pleasant. It's good. Yes. It is. This is basically, this is ways better than some more cringy attempt at humor that in many other quote unquote comedy anime. So the my conclusion so far, I enjoy it. It is quite funny. It is very relaxing to watch.